I was listening to this interview. The guest was an old man. He worked for many years for the industry of juice. Yes, he produced juice. Eventually, he became an author talking about his experiences. But curiously enough, he never got fired. He still goes to work and goes home. He said, maybe I know why. Because my work, my whistleblowing hasn't been working at all. It hasn't bring any change to the reputation of the Jews. He said most of the interviews, people, ask journalists from the mainstream, etc., especially in these past 5 years, 6 years, they start talking to me and quit like right in the beginning because whatever I have to say doesn't match the agenda. So they are like, halt, halt. They start glazing. No, no, no. Stop. We don't want any more information. And that's how things are done. So he said something curious, even though sometimes in certain areas where WHR happens, or a tyrannical government decides to go medieval on people, some people start arguing about human rights, and sometimes it sticks. And they go in and they arrest the ones accountable and punish them. But this is so rare, so rare because it's only against human rights when they weren't giving their consent. If you give consent, then it's everything becomes, you know, subjective. It's probably what's going on right now. Trillions are involved in this experiment, but secretly they all gave consent out of fear, even though they complain after taking it to the professionals. Oh, look what happened the day after. Look what's happening. The skin is peeling off. Look, I'm this and that and the other. And they're like, okay, take this pill and go home. They are not trained to take notes of the side effects. They are trained to patch you up and send you home. The people who pay their salaries give them a schedule, you see. They couldn't care less about the side effects. It's not their job. Some countries, though, they care about the side effects and they took notes. But it was all swept under the rug. Nobody cares. The numbers, the facts were retracted. They were recanted. How is that possible? I don't know. It just shows that we've been living under a world order since, I don't know, the 90s. It just proves that we've been living under that. Everybody in the world seems to be singing the same, dancing to the same tune. Anyway, there was another thing I wanted to say. People are putting their faith in institutions above everything else. They are putting more faith in institutions and in governments than they put in family. You know, we grow old eventually, and when you start life, you start in diapers, and then you end in diapers as well. You're gonna need help eventually. People are putting their faith in institutions, corporations, instead of putting faith in family. They think these institutions, corporations are going to help them. Or maybe they don't even think about it. I think most people don't even think about it. I wouldn't put my faith in those things because look at what happened in 2020. These people who were in bed or in diapers, they were abandoned by the ones who were supposed to help them. They were abandoned. And some of them not, not only were abandoned, some of them got hauled down and got, intravenously juiced. You know, it's crazy. Another thing happens when you grow old. I mean, this doesn't require old age. Sometimes your memory can be a bit fuzzy and you might forget things like a password, a code, an access, you know, code. You can hit your head, lose your memory. You can get drunk and forget certain things. You things get difficult after a certain age. And the digital world, the digital people that are pushing this bullshit, they are not thinking about that at all. For instance, there's a form of uh, currency. I wouldn't call it currency. It's almost like a video game that they are playing. It's this digital flatulence that people exchange with each other. Well, in the end, you still need, the old fiat money. You still need that. But what happens is that there's a percentage, like 1/3 of the total, number that is behind a code, a wall that nobody can access anymore because the ones who hold the codes passed away or failed to leave it, to their descendants, or they simply forgot, or their computer fell into the tub and everything was lost. They can no longer access those things. So it is proven that digital money is pointless. It just doesn't work. There's a power cut, no more money. Someone loses their memory, there's no more money. You go old and you start forgetting passwords and whatever. Your vision doesn't get very well, and yeah, it doesn't make any sense, the digital world, does it? I mean, you can use it conventionally, you can use it for amusement, you can use it for education, but the digital world, is not 100% reliable. We ought to put our trust in analog. Yeah, analog. Chiseled in stone. It has been proven that chiseled in stone lasts for millennia, right? So it's better to return to the analog than continue with this buffoonery of the digital. It just made the greedy corporations' wet dream come true a lot faster. But is it reliable? No. It's a mess. They never talk about, the crimes, the cybernetic crimes. They never talk about it. It's so easy to hack, you know, everything is hackable. I've heard that these new engines, these new AI engines, they go through anything. They go through everything if they want to. They can change data, they can change numbers, they can, no password is safe. So anyway,